Hello, all you hardcores out there. How you doing? Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. I say the things on here that nobody dares say. We're just waiting for Kent to log in. So here we go. Here, here's Kent. Women love him, men want to go for a jog with him. How you doing, Kent?
I'm all good, Russell. What about you, bro?
I'm all right, mate. Doing all right, mate. I've just had a couple of good emails this morning regarding a bit of sponsorship. Just shows you when you put the effort in, kid, it can go good, done it really for you.
Yeah,
So,
well, we'll see what happens.
see what happens. What am I going to say to you now? What have you been up to? Spot you for a bit.
Just usual, just working and training and just a simple life for a simple man.
Yeah, do you know you can? Do you know what I like about you? You can have a laugh, you can have a bit of banter. You don't take note to heart, do you?
Nah, like listen, life's hard enough without taking things too serious. But come on here, we'll talk about boxing as mates passionately, and why take that too serious? If you're
Yeah.
coming on here and you're taking it too serious, it's too much for you. Don't
Yeah.
bother.
Right. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Right. This Froch caper. Right. This is the latest. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Right. I don't really trust that many people on social media because they're all backstabbers. But here we go. This is off the Cobra. He's out there with Turkey at the moment. Uh,
Porky-Boy, chill out, for fuck's sake. What's going on, man? What do you mean I've disappeared and bottled it? When have you ever seen the fucking Cobra bottle it? Listen, we'll have a chat, but I'm in Saudi Arabia at the minute. Still a meeting with Turkey, hello, Shaky Boy. And still an interview with Crawford. It's quite good, actually. Short, sweet. I'm meeting Canelo later. Obviously all for the channel. But, yeah, listen, we'll talk, but it needs to be face-to-face. I can't do that Zoom bollocks. You can say what you want on a fucking Zoom, but face to face is better content and more real. You get the best out of people when it's face to face. I mean, we can stare into the whites of each other's eyes, we can stare into the soul. But anyway, let me know, man. We'll sort it. But like I said, we've got to get our heads together and do it face to face, not over that Zoom bullshit.
there you go. So,
I'm setting that. I'm just going to set
hang on. Do a second. Keep dogging there. Dog running riot. Right. So there you go. So if he don't come on here, or I don't get to go on his channel, I can't force him. He's a busy kid and he's spinning 20 plates, Carl. So there you go. But getting back to the question, let me finish here on this. I'm not going to let him off at hook. You know that, Kent, don't you? And he knows that. He's known me long enough to know that I'm going to go after him, but I'm not going to do it. So it's a witch hunt, right? I've known the kid 23 years. I've been, what, I've been 18 years on his phone number, so we get on all right. But no, I don't like some of his interviewing techniques. He might not like mine, but I do want to talk about his boxing career and ask questions that other people don't want asking. I mean, the email traffic now, it's over 400. I've just directed them to his email, carlfroch@yahoo.com. Ask him, not me, or tell him, not me, if you're not happy with this, not happy with that. He'll pick 20 bullet points and we'll go over it. But whatever he picks, that's extra, Kent. That's from the fans. He's still going to face the wrath of the poor, can he? You see where I'm coming from? And he knows that. And I'll bounce up to his big boy mansion up there, big electric gates and all that, and I'll bounce in like I have done it past, but this time it's going to be different. They're going to have to film it. And yeah, I'll try and make it funny, but I haven't got any control of what he's gonna do because I know he's having a studio done. He's surrounded by tech people and production people. He don't do all that. He just speaks in front of a camera, doesn't he? He's got better things to do. He won't be messing with all tech stuff. So all I can do is my best. So all these who keep saying you're gonna bottle it and this and that, I've not even interviewed him yet. So stop crying and stop being jealous. I'll get you Boston Stranglehold and pluck your hair out like a chicken. I don't know. What do you think about it all, Kent, so far?
I think it's actually gained a lot of momentum very, very quickly. I didn't think it would. I didn't think you've been calling him out now for months, and we've spoke about it on the channel. And I think finally now he's a proud guy, and I think he's just had to come out and say, right, you know what? We need to air this. We need to put this to bed, because I think deep down he knows himself. You know, let's be honest. He's been calling out Turkey Al Sheikh. He's been calling out Conor Ben. He's been calling out Matchroom. He's been calling out Anthony Joshua. He's been calling out everybody in his way. And then when it came to the point of getting access, he hasn't. So I think it's hurt his credibility with his channel, and I think he's just basically trying to not out of not out of he needs the followers or he needs the money or he doesn't. I think it's pride, and I was really surprised. Actually, I was really surprised the other day when he did come back with a video, and he has been in contact with you. So where it goes from here, time will tell. Time will tell.
Yeah. Yeah, what worst thing anybody can say to me is say something and not do it. That's why me and Dennis used to end up at it. But Dennis says, get out, well, I got let down by this person and that person. So I used to say, well, don't mention it to me then. Don't mention it to me then, Dennis, about having something bubbling, we're doing this, we're doing that. Because it's just a load of old shit. I don't want to see that. I want to see, I like doers. You know what I mean? And it's same in my personal life. Don't say to me, we're having chicken jacket tatey and salad on a Monday evening, on a Saturday when you've been out partying. Yeah, we'll have a salad on Monday, we'll start afresh. Well, I start afresh every day. And then I come home and what's this? Takeaway, what's that? But we're having chicken salad. Or don't say you're going to do something and then don't do it. It's been pet hate of mine, but I pulled him up on it. So we're going to see, aren't we? But I'm not that bothered about going on his channel because I prefer Zooms. I think they're quick and easy, and it's not messing about. It's better than me doing an hour's drive there, an hour back, an hour messing about filming, an hour messing about chatting, drinking coffee, and an hour writing scripts. Now that's 5 hours out of my day. Do you know what I mean? And I know he's a busy day as well, but he's said it now. Everybody's heard it. So tell him and not me. You've got his email. I've got all bases covered. I've done my job. I've called him out. He's texted me. I'm not going to reply. I'm not going to put his texts on it. And he said, well, I didn't think you were that bothered about coming on. I'm like, what? What? So that's where we're at. So let's put it to bed now. But the 20 questions from you boxing fans, that's all extra. I'm still going to put him to the sword, but got to get him on, Anna. Now, if I go to his house and we do some filming and I start setting about him, he's not going to put that on his channel, is he, Kent? You see where I'm coming from? He's not stupid enough to do that, is he? And let me roast him. Do you know what I mean? But then again, sometimes I think you don't know if Carl's trolling or what. I mean, I stuck a thumbnail up yesterday, been with his tongue up Eddie's arsehole. And obviously YouTube flagged it because somebody complained, but he weren't that bothered about it. But I don't know. I don't know if he just likes the attention. I don't know, but his channel's doing well. He's in the mix out there, isn't he? And obviously he's got Turkey's E-roll. Joe Gallagher's Turkey's right-hand man, so he's got his E-roll. And I've got two allies there, haven't I, Joe and him? So, but you don't mean to say I want to go out there. That's not for me. That isn't for me. But what would be for me is having a few more people on here. I can have Joe's fighters anytime I want, but they don't seem to be forthcoming, do they? So I'll have to put a bit of pressure on Joe. And so I'm having Jack Massey on or Lawrence again. But he'd have to be over Zoom because last thing I want to be is a camera jockey chasing around the country. Because when Boxing Social started, I was the first one that were offered it. Me. And we went out for a meal, me, Dave Allen, Dennis, Liam Cameron, Chris Smedley, owner of Boxing Social at the time, Neil Kettlebrook. Who else were there? Glenn McCrory. I were offered it to do it with Big Glenn, and I went, no, no, no. And Dennis didn't want me doing that anyway. It's an hard slog, that, you know. And don't forget, you traipsing around the country to these press conferences and these shows, and they all think they're like stars, don't they? These little camera jockeys. But you can't do your job properly doing that job. You can't ask what you want to ask. I couldn't have a press pass and be going to Eddie Earn's Matchroom shows and be saying things like, Eddie, how is Joshua even in mix for this fight when he's on the slide? I wouldn't be allowed to ask that, Kent, would I? Do you see what I mean? I had my press credentials took me 7 years ago. for asking a simple question. Why is no drug testing at this show and some and stuff like that? So it's very hard, but I am not a licker like these lot. So I'm my own man. I don't need this to get by. But I like to do things properly. And he's offered to come on here and me go on here. So Carl's gonna have to stick to his word now, isn't he? Or I'm gonna be like a dog with a fucking bone. The lone wolf.
He's made a commitment to you,
There you
so
go.
time will
Made it.
tell. Time will tell, and I'm that type of person as well. Even if I give somebody my word and I'm going to do something that maybe down the line I don't want to do, or I'm busy, or have something else to do, or have another priority, I will still honor that engagement. I will still honor that because you're as only good as your word. So you are.
Yeah.
And I think the good thing about this, Russell, is you have developed over the last couple of years on on this platform,
Yeah.
and I think as well, both of you haven't attacked each other personally,
Oh, me and
like
Carl.
not one way, and
I've had to
that
bite my lip, Hannah, but it's getting to the stage where when he put that thing out other day and it said, oh, I could, Porky, I were going to do a lot of work with him and he's a big mouth and all that. But that way, all bets were off, then I've got to come out and defend myself. So I did, and he's text back and said, oh, I knew that loyalty text would get you going. So no, I don't know if that's banter or what, but either way, I fired back, didn't I? You know what I'm capable of. I'm not really bothered about anybody. Obviously, he smashed me to bits in a fight, wouldn't he? But I didn't like that. Now, if that's his way of banter, I don't know. It might be because he's a bit dry, isn't he, Carl? But we're back on track. If I have to go up there to his big boy mansion, we'll do some filming. He's got to come on here and keep his part of the bargain, hasn't he? So. Well, we'll see, won't we? We'll see. Now, let's get back to the business in hand. Kent, Derek Chisora, aka Scooby Doo, is going to fight Joseph Parker, who is masquerading as a roadman. But when you really look at his career, he's fighting old, short, fat men. And Chisora is an old, short, fat man. So is this just Joseph Parker wanting to mop up the over 40 clubs? Because we've had Wilder, Zhang, who was the other fat man? Fat man, Bacola. He's not over 40, but he's a fat man. Chisora. I mean, how many times does he have to fight Chisora? How many times has he fought Chisora now?
this will be a third.
This will be a film. Why do we need to keep seeing rematches of old fat men who can't even
Journeyman.
string a fucking sentence together? What next? Are they going to dig Rhino up?
I've been saying this on the channel now for probably the last 2 years. If there's any heavyweight I don't want to watch, it's Joseph Parker. I don't want to
The
watch him.
Stinkinator.
Bloody awful. And
Okay.
you look at how great they're talking about the great heavyweight division, and look at the names that Joseph Parker's beat. If you take a side, like when you talk about credentials on heavyweight credentials, compare him to Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, go on, Kent. Oh, Lennox Lewis, Kent. Uh, against Joseph Parker.
But look at their credentials. They're talking about how good a resume Joseph Parker has. But really, when you put that up against the likes of Lennox Lewis's resume,
Or Riddick
come
Bowe.
on. Riddick Bowe, Evander Holyfield. Look at their credentials, even compared to his. It doesn't make sense. It shows the minute there is absolutely no depth in the heavyweight division. Now, you go back to the 90s, and if you were a top tier heavyweight and you lost a fight, see when you were coming back, you were having to fight a guy who was ranked between 50 and 100. Then you would have stepped back in. Now, if you lose a fight at heavyweight as a contender, you can go back down to 8, 9, 10, right down to the top 20, and handpick someone that will not be a threat to you, and that will get you back on track. So the depth isn't there at all. There's absolutely no depth in the heavyweight division at all. It is absolutely bloody awful. There's probably five young heavyweights coming through. That's it. The rest are all big fat journeymen
Well,
over
Derek
40.
Chisora, it's the first day of summer today, isn't it? June the 21st. It's the longest day, they call it, don't they? And do you know what? I sent you that video this morning. I biked it to Rugeley this morning. Burning my arse up in that sun. And I thought, I looked at my watch and I thought, 21st of June, longest day, first day of summer. And do you know what, Ken? It is going to be a long day. Look at it. So I don't know if there's something going on up there, but it's going to be a long one today, isn't it? They always say 21st to long, but Chisora is 42 in a couple of months, isn't he? Right? He's
Yeah,
out of shape. He's been knocked about. Why is he getting opportunity? What's he had 13 plus losses? I mean, it's scandalous what's going on, Kent. Absolutely scandalous.
I think it's romanticism on Derek Chisora, the amount of losses he's had, and the amount of times he sold out the O2 and the London crowd and Derek. You know what, Russell? I'm absolutely bored of it now. I'm really bored of it. I'm sick of the five guys. I'm sick of the. I'm just bored of it now. I think I want to watch. I'm actually watching a lot of 90s heavyweight boxing. I actually watched the other day Hasim Rahman and Corey Saunders, their fight. And I'm looking at that and I'm saying, look at those two guys who were at that time sea level heavyweights. You put them two guys now in with, you take out, with the exception of Usyk, those two guys beat anyone in the heavyweight division right now. I want to watch heavyweights that can fight. I don't want to watch a gimmick. I don't want to watch a story. I want to watch heavyweights that can actually fight, Russell.
Okay. Uh, Before I forget, Wayne Alcock. I'm not far from you, Chelmsley Wood, is it? I won't mind coming and interviewing you, if that's all right. I know you're a fan of the channel. So get in touch with me, Wayne, and send me your number and I'll give you a bell. Porky
He
Corner,
was a he was a good
mail.com.
fighter.
It's
He was a really good fighter.
Let me just give him email. Bottom corner, Wayne. Email me, I'll come see you. Yeah, he was fantastic fighter. Froch and Robert McCracken tell me that he can really, really, really whack.
Yeah, he was a good
Oh.
fighter. He was with Maloney for a while. Then he got a bad loss, and then he came back and he fought for a title, world title. So
Hmm.
he done really well. He domestically won domestic titles at that time when there wasn't actually very much money going on in boxing, especially with the way the promoters and the way the dates were scuppered out. But Wayne Alcock was a really good fighter.
Yeah, okay. Jonathan, I used to drink Mellow Birds when I was poor, when I lived up north, but things have changed now. It's Nescafe Azura.
It's about 6.5 quid a tub.
No, I don't think it was that much. £4.49, kid. But that's
Yeah, I got that.
75 gram though, that.
I got one of those the other day, and I was on early. I was knackered, and I actually had two of them, two coffees. It was the Americano, and I actually had two of them that morning. And honestly, I I got home that night, 16-hour shift, and my head literally was steam coming out of my ears.
16 hours,
So
Kent. Is that what you've been doing at that job?
yeah, it's what I don't do it every day. I would do it now and again, just if we're short on the floor, I'll go and do it.
Okay. What do you think about me looking to do a special troll day once a month, Kent, and give them? We want to see what they look like, these trolls, don't we? You know, all these on fake accounts. I get Cameron to block them because I'm not tech minded. They just set another one up, don't they? Keep them comments coming and keep the coin coming in. Pop, pop, bang. But do you think we should have a special troll day so we can all have a look at them as they get out the mum's bed sits? What do you think, Kent?
This is what I think.
Hey? Should we have
This
a
is what I
go?
think.
Because when we send them links, they don't want to come on, do they? All start hiding. In other news, water's wet, but my pal from down here, I think he's a Walsall kid, Lyndon. He's into dog racing in a big way. He's give me a tip tonight. Vale Poppy tonight, running at Central Park, 1 minute past 8. Get your money on, but don't put your bet on till 4 o'clock because we don't want the odds to alter. All right, don't go steaming down at 1 o'clock. 4 o'clock. All right, otherwise you'll mess bet up. So I'm gonna have a large one on that one today. Vale Poppy, 1 minute past 8. Oh, what's that? Is it 6 out of 7 predictions? But the one before got cancelled, didn't it? And I got my money back. But there you go. Uh, Kent, Dave Allen. There's a rumor doing the rounds, although it might be a load of crap, that he's going to fight Caballel in Sheffield and he's going to sell the place out. Uh, that'll be a miracle in my opinion because I know what tickets David does. But that's a good fight for David if he can flop Caballel, isn't it?
They're not gonna put him on Caballel, Russell. There's no way.
What do you think?
No chance.
Well, people make knackers up, don't they, in boxing? When you ask them who they've heard of, they go, I've just heard. What? You've heard of some no mark in a tweet? It don't mean it's concrete. This is the problem with boxing, isn't it? So, but I can't see that myself. But listen, if he can, he's in mix, isn't he? But Caballel, that could be a banana skin for him. But would the White Rhino be able to throw any punches after round 4 or 5? I don't think he would he really? He's not. He don't throw enough. He's got to knock him out, Dave, and he to win.
I think somebody like Caballel who wants to stand there and trade for a heavyweight, his volume punching at heavyweight is really good. He done that with Sang. He stood in with Sang, who is a massive puncher. Who's got a gas tank of 1.5 rounds, but he still stood there with them and put it on him. So I don't think Dave Allen would be able to deal with someone who's actually going to go in there and set a really fast pace, who knows he's going to be able, like, you don't need to go in there for 10, 12 rounds to have that fast pace. That fast pace for 4 and 6 rounds just drowns other heavyweights. And as well, commercially, I think what they want for Dave Allen is a kind of gimmick. Am I right?
Well, technically, yeah, because he's on social media when I mean, David, right? He's on social media doing videos, trying to get his son a few quid on YouTube, eating off my plate, when really he should be resting up or in the gym training or preparing his food. But he isn't. He's wanting to play both sides of the fence, and that will be his downfall. But whatever he's getting himself out there on social media, he looks at it like this: I don't need to do cardio. I just go on social media and I get chance after chance, and that's detrimental to them fighters that haven't got big personalities and they're putting the hard yards in it. Do you think?
Absolutely. And I think with that, they're not going to put Dave Allen in there with Caballel, because once he fights Caballel, he will get smashed up and the show's over, party's over. Like, let's be frank here, to be honest with you. He knocked out a complete novice, like a complete novice in Johnny Fisher. There's no way that they're going to put him in with a world level heavyweight like that. They want a bit of consistency. They want to build up a bit of momentum here. They want maybe 3 or 4 wins. Then they'll put him in the deep end when it's nearly all over. But at the minute, with him just getting that traction back, they're not going to jeopardize that. There's no way they're going to put him in with Caballel right now. No way of it.
Okay. For those people asking for the fruity video, aka Steffi Bull or Yummy Cub, just type in Steffi Bull Weapon of the Week, Porky's Corner, and you'll see him in a gay bar twerking in front of a gay man in hot pants and a boob tube in front of Terry Harper. Not that I'm saying he's gay or anything like that, but I think he might like prison, especially when the purple one gets stuck right up him. So it is what it is. Did you see Eddie Hills? Hills. give his opinion on Steppy Bull in that interview yesterday. At the end of the video, Coogan's video on IFL, he just went, well, what will be, and just cut him off dead. The king is dead, long live the king. I thought he were your best mate, Fruity. There's no mates in boxing, you're no use to him now. There you go. So that's that. And you'll find out what true friends and family are all about while you're in the big house with the purple one. Daniel DeBar, where's his power come from, Kent? What? I haven't said a word. I've not said a word. What do you think? Is it all that cornbread that he eats? Somebody sent me these, Kent. They sent, can you give these to Kent next time he comes on channel? Are these not you to work in, Kent? Pop, pop.
No, hold on.
Have you got rid of them now?
No. Hold on. Can I explain myself, please?
What, with them bins? Go on, Kent. I'd love to hear this one.
Those goggles that I wear are sports glasses.
Oh, like swimming goggles.
They are not swimming goggles. They are medically prescribed sports goggles for
Okay.
people who wear glasses.
Okay then, Kent. Women love you. Men don't believe you. No, I'm only joking, Kent. You can take a joke. All right, let's blast through then here. Bookie. Porky, what did you do when you was in jail to fill the time? Well, I used to be a bookie, and it were mainly based on midweek sports, the football, and the Saturday or Sunday. And everybody used to put like £2 worth of canteen, noodles, Rice Krispies, stamps, writing paper, pens, envelopes, Mars bars, and you'd have to put £2 worth of stuff in, and you get like about 20 people put £2 of stuff in. So you got like 40 quid of tucker in a big bag. And winner takes it all. Whoever predicted the most wins and or got the predictions right, win, lose or draw. That's what I used to do to fill my time. And obviously a lot of training in there, a lot of reading, a lot of a lot of power wanks and a lot of writing to family and friends. And that was it basically. So that's what I used to do. I don't know what Ferrucci's going to do. He's probably going to have to run the gauntlet, isn't he? This is how I look at it. Because when you get found guilty in a Crown Court, it don't take 6 months to sentence you. All right, go and check the Archibald Law Book website and go and have a look. You mind all this? My solicitor's not available for 6 months. Don't believe it for 1 minute. So it is what it is. In my opinion, I think he'll be cutting a deal. So he'll have to run the gauntlet, pop, pop, bang. So, but that's what I used to do in there. You've got to fill your time, haven't you? Oh, right. We'll cut him off dead now. I don't need to speak about him now. Shower shit, backstabber. The Gad, hammering the Cobra. Sam Jones, hammering the Cobra. Puppy Parsons, hammering the Cobra. Frank Smith, hammering him. And Eddie Hills. What's going on there? Why is Sam Jones getting involved in the Cobra and Eddie Hills' business? And the Gad as well.
Listen, Russell, you're talking about Sam Jones here, right? Okay, so look at Jack Carroll's career after the first Taylor fight.
Yeah.
Disaster. He lost an interim title fight in his last fight. He's fighting Harlem Eubank right now, who is a domestic level fighter, not even proven at domestic level. You look at Joe Joyce's career, who at the time was #1 WBO mandatory for the title, okay, who absolutely obliterated Joseph Parker, like obliterated him. And you look at the money fights that Joseph Parker has had after that. Look at Joe Joyce's career now. Look at his trajectory from he was WBO mandatory. Look at Jack Carroll's trajectory after losing basically that fight to Taylor, which I thought he won. Their careers have went nowhere. Who on earth is Sam Jones to criticize anybody?
Right, I'm going to counteract that with this. Well, Sam's saying he wasn't with Joe Joyce. It were Adam Morales when they took that fight. Well, obviously, where Joe Joyce got his legs cut off, didn't he? And then they put him in with a rematch, didn't he, with Fat Zhang. Well, Zhang don't even train, does he? Because he blows out in his arse after a few rounds. The point I want to make is this. Sam was with him though when they were mandatory at the beginning of the mandatory period, wasn't he? And he was
Yes.
trying to keep two promoters happy, Bricktop and Eddie Hills, the 7-0 Iceman from Billericay, 5 by way off. That's a gag that the Cobra always nicks off it, but it's only a bit of tongue-in-cheek stuff, isn't it? Point I want to make is this: they should have forced the issue with their legal teams instead of trying to keep everybody happy. Now, if you remember when Howard Eastman were number one for Hopkins' belt, Mick Hennessy forced it with the WBC legal action, and they got the fight, didn't they? So why couldn't they do that for poor old Juggernaut Joe? Because Juggernaut Joe don't really know what's going on behind him, does he? Really, that's why they call him Slow Joe. So it is what it is. But you can be a fantastic boxer, you can be an Olympic medalist, whatever. If you're surrounded by shit, you've got to get rid of it. Because you know what you do when you're treading shit? What do? You scrub it off, don't you? You've got to get rid of shit because it leaves stains. Now, I'm not saying Sam Jones doesn't know his boxing, but a lot of his fighters seem to get fed to the wolves, don't they? He's a whipping boy for promoters, basically, isn't he, really? And people like him, we see him all the time in boxing. You know, your Ambrose Mendy types, Richard Poxon types. They come and they go. They don't have any staying power. Am I right? I mean, let's say it right. I'm going to say what I want, aren't I? Who's going to stop me? Who's going to stop me? Nobody can stop me on here. Nobody. It's all within the rules. And if they want to pull me up, fair enough. I can fight like fuck for my size. So roll the fucking dice. Nobody's going to stop me having an opinion on here. That's how I look at it. So it is what it is. Am I out of order saying that, Ken, regarding Sam Jones? Does he know what he's doing? And is he throwing 5 fighters under the bus?
It's a fact, Russell.
There you go. There you go. Couple of videos from people asking about my teeth, this and that, and they're putting pictures up of when I used to be fat as a pig. And I've done that myself. Yeah, I weighed 400 pound, and I think 400 pound and a half a pound, and I went down to 8 stone 12, and I'm now 11.8. So basically, what's that? 17 stone and a half pound. Now that takes a lot of effort, but I have had a bit of help. But a gastric band don't guarantee you're going to lose weight if you want to lose all that weight. I'm up every day running or biking one morning, weight sit-ups and all that. You got to keep on top of it because I'm one of them addictive personalities. I can sit in front of telly with a bag of weed for 3 or 4 days, watch 20 films and put 3 stone on. I'll just sit there eating myself to death with Rice Krispie Squares. Do you know what I mean? So I have to be very disciplined. But if you want to see part of it, just type in Porky's Corner, Turkey, and there's a 2-parter documentary, and I got paid quite a bit of dough for that from the dentist. There's a 2-parter going back a few years, this is, and then 7 months later, I'll go back for the property fitted, and that's the 2-parter. So go and watch that, and it shows what I went through, because obviously I took ill out there. And I've had various operations, abdominal. I says, go on, and while you're around there, clear all shit out around my abs. Well, mincemeat tends to store around your abdomen, red meat tends to store around your abs and all that. So I said, well, you're there, clean all that out. So I've had all that done. Teeth, jaw. I mean, there's 24 teeth, but only 3 of mine. 24 teeth, but 3 of veneers, aren't they, on top of 3 of mine? All the rest, he yanked them all out, which I wasn't happy about. He just puts Bill up. Jaw done. I had my wrist done. I had my ear done. I had that bit off when I was 29. I've had that done. What else have I done? A toenail fungus. That was because of heroin addiction. What else have I had done? Oh, tanning injections. I've had a lot of work done. Scalp treatment on head. So if you want to go out and spend a lot of money and look nice, you can. But I've invested in myself to do this. But I wouldn't have done this channel if it weren't for AJ Hobson, because he kept saying you could do that. And I said, no, I don't think I can. I look a fucking mess. So you can turn it around, but you'll need a few quid and you'll need a bit of perseverance and you have to have a bit of willpower. So you don't get to look this good for 55, kid. We are having having to put some effort in. So there you go for them that are asking. I'm not being big-headed or out like that, but I put the effort in, as you know, Kent, don't you? fitness and eating and stuff like that. But sometimes I can go I can go off at radar and just lose my head and just eat and eat and eat and get fat as a pig. So there you go. Do you want to go on to part 2, Kent?
Yeah.
Well, we're chatting him on knackers. Right, now I'll see you on part 2. I'm going to get this top here. It's sticking to me. All right. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. All right. Sam Jones, come and see me. I'll put you in Boston Stranglehold and I'll pluck that toupee off your head. Pluck, pluck, pluck. Pop, pop, bang. Booyaka.